Hello, furina story quest, baby. Yeah, what are you looking at? Oh, you're just a pile of books. Anyways, you're on story quest. It's and I'm gonna do this from. And I'm gonna start the intro of the video from inside my teapot now. You okay? Uh, anyways, let's go outside of this world just so. And where is Fontaine? Let's start over here since this is where we last ended the Archon quest. Well, when Furina was around, that is. Okay. Let's do this. Huh? Oh. Okay. Adventurous Guild we go. you, why do you want so much money, bro?
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the detail...
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding.
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues.
Oh, so you want me
right.
to do the musical for them? Is what you're saying?
Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Trav? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
That's true. That's freaking true.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? I'm approved.
Okay, let's go.
Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to...
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine. But to answer your question...
I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame. That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts.
Oh,
All
okay.
our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable...
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah. This is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe. One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort. Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since. The show just won't be the...
Got it. We have a clearer picture now.
And what's this Furina story quest?
What if we spoke...
please, there's no need to go that far.
Neither.
It wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... she's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the...
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her. You're
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a comp. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours. Well, fair enough. I mean, if she was actually... I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested.
No point in stressing.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Wait, where does Furina actually live now?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Ooh, when did you...
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought it is my duty to support...
Thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
Well, now that we've got the ad...
Okay. She's living in the Force of Manpete, right? No, that's the prison. That's the prison. Is it the big castle thing? Down. She's living down. She lives
Take it easy.
down here? This is her house?
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives... Not that there's anything wrong with this place.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Huh? Oh, she...
Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the...
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags.
Macaroni?
I
The
used to
chicken?
have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be not at all. As long as you have different...
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals... Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre focilor or blubber profiteroles in no time.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but...
Teach A how to
Let me
cook.
first
Teach
be
A.
clear that I'm not taking guests.
Sorry! We're sorry. Please don't be mad. Yeah, exactly. Hang on a sec. You weren't exactly holding back either.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have...
Don't worry. It's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
Oh? Well, if that... So tell me.
Do you have no
I
hydro
see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense, after all. But, given the...
How come? It sounds like the...
True. But although I am no longer required to play the role, centuries of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
Paimon can understand.
I can understand that, yeah.
This is just a one-off part.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same. So I'm not going to perform, and that...
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any... Do you know any other actors who might be...
Nope.
Short and to the point.
I've never been great since I'm just an ordinary person now. Look, I'm sorry.
Well,
Have I not made myself...
it's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we
Yeah.
tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed.
Yeah, Paimon, but we can come up with a plan B if you want. As for Furina, however, well, just leave her be.
Yeah, Guess that's all we can do now. Alright then.
Toodaloo to you.
Man, she's the only citizen now? That sucks.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision.
Yeah, it's her own decision.
Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
Could be.
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for...
And that gives you the right... Shortly after you left, the troops lead... Excuse me, but...
Sorry. I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding.
Sadly, it's a no for...
I see. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough...
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a...
Jeez, is Lady Furina real?
Only joking, calm down. So, despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back.
True.
Look, this is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a prop. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
Wait a second,
Sure.
time on. What? Where?
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I Alright, I'm coming.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home?
I was just ever so slightly concerned. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explain. And all before I even had a... I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then to make but in any case...
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having...
There's no need to think... I was wondering... If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be... Everyone seems so devoted...
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control.
Yeah,
Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in the serial disappearances case.
damn, that's sad.
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice.
Yeah.
But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Lady... Miss... She rallied many people around her who... People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from straight...
And then disaster...
Yeah. After that, none of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can.
Oh, man.
It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end. And what?
Oh.
That's sad to say the least, but yeah, you could say it's sad.
What a terrible... I suppose it's fair to...
Yes, exactly.
Well, good thing... I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for... I can, however, but only if...
Oh, most definitely.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though.
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court, what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
They pouring out and flow away to infinity.
An interesting... Take, par exemple...
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the act.
No. This is a completely different...
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take...
Thank you all so
Sure.
much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances, as of course we all are. All right.
Not right now. I'm doing Furina story quest with friend. Nah, cause I'll be too lazy to do it later. I'm not gonna teleport there. Definitely
Take it
not
easy.
down there. House? Is this where they're practicing? Wow, I came into a house for the first time in Fontaine. That's pretty cool. Huh.
Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
We'll just do
So,
something.
you were saying the little...
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our one of our greatest regrets is...
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form. Despite the protests of her family, she longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, but one day...
So far, so good.
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to...
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction.
True.
But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Although...
What opportunity?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying...
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look...
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have, but one by one, all
Makes sense. Okay, he went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some
Poisson. Nothing. I suppose my presence will. So, allons-y. To Poisson.
What's a lousy? Oh hey, 3 books. And EXP, yay. Poisson! 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 You shut up! Anyways. Yes. Down here? It seems like you go off way too.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me.
You came all the way here?
Alright. Forget that for now.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script.
Okay then. Looking forward.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but...
I was wondering if we...
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now?
Things are on the mend,
Okay.
but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
That's what makes them.
Sorry.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do.
True.
And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the
Thank you for your... But for now, at least.
It's okay, which... To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you now.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate... Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
You got it, my friend.
Off we go then. Let's take... I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest.
It's fine. I'm an introvert too, so. People already, huh?
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But
Yeah.
that never fixes anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get around the obstacles
just
without
ignore-
facing them.
Just
So
ignore the
that's
problem.
why you were nervous when they brought up plus.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course,
What's
I
vitriol?
completely understand. Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydra Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the...
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
What do you mean by that?
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view...
It's not a painful journey anyways. God damn, my clothes getting hot. Oh well.
Take it easy.
What are these two guys doing? Everything north,
Take it
yes.
easy.
Okay, we're up here. Now what?
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I...
No, it's okay, my friend.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different.
Yeah, at least I'm not bratty
Well,
anymore.
I appreciate your company. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I am. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another,
Cold.
people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence, and they thought their God would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, and all the while, but then the floodwaters finally came.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You're only doing your duty.
Yeah, don't be harsh on yourself, or you'll end up like me. Knowing that nobody cares about me, but other than my own family members and my own mother and family, but at least I have myself to begin with.
I've had to go through. Eventually, fortunately, we were able to avoid the. Everyone rose, but on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see.
Reward? I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare. I was scared of someone. Believe in the furina you see on stage. She is the one. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. That's what I...
So that's where you were coming from.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
What Palmer meant to say was she doesn't like to see you so down, and what's wrong with my voice acting voice or whatever. What Palmer was meant to say was that she was a little sad or doesn't like that to see you let down. Also, on a side note here, do you feel better now having, well, all the problems of your people off your chest, because it might be a burden after all?
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm fine. At least the choice is in my hands.
That is
All
true.
right. It's about...
Sure. Okay,
Okay, time to fly. Fly, fly, fly. Time to fly. I like singing when I'm alone.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of...
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
True.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're... We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Wait, Paimon was floating
you're back.
with Furina for a
We've been
second.
enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the...
Me? I'm an Ocean.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he... outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Well, sorry for laughing at his party. I just find it funny.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines, too. Like when he imparts some solemn... If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind...
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic... She kept quiet about all the trial. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job...
You mentioned earlier that the troop is like your...
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness. And once my family found out it couldn't be treated, I spent some years taking whatever work I could find, and it was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in... She took me under her...
She sounds like a really incredible person.
Yeah. She sounds like
really
she
was.
adopts children
She
because
gave
of
everything
their
she had to her
suffering.
troop and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director.
I'll play
I was a
later.
lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer. My parents weren't around when I was little, so I got... The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and one day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take...
Let me guess.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I was...
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the... I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, the people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and invest. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean...
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst, the little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for...
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to...
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after...
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love
One that extended to all of humanity.
There's actually something else that you know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero, and if we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director O'Reilly's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director O'Reilly had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the Court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as...
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing.
Villemont? The one who's playing...
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love.
What? You kept that one quiet.
He was in love with the...
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we... I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered... Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come. Oh, Paulo. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the end.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time.
Are you ready to face the...
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
Hello, Z. Is that let's go in French? I don't know. I wasn't born in French. I was born in Malaysia. So I don't really get what does allons-y even mean. It's probably not a word for let's go or let us move. Alright everyone, let's allons-y out of here.
Are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Just like a little brother and little sister race. Oh, I see all birds.
As if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. Wait, why?
We're just curious, that's all. I don't...
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
Precisely! As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put.
That sounded so smug.
Yeah.
Secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie, indeed.
What?
Alas,
C'est la vie?
I am forced to watch on helplessly as a... Aww.
Too bad.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lift.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Eat this! Loba, get them!
That hurts! Quietly now.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
That is true.
Yeah, thank you.
I see.
Anyway, the path is cleared now.
Is that
So
his house?
onwards and upwards.
Yeah, I believe this is where he is. Never mind. Okay.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the...
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help? I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a...
Vilma, avoiding the truth will not help anyone.
Yeah.
Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do...
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up, but now I've made the Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the... As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe... So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consult. The drink in question was synth.
What's sin?
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes, and I told the director everything right away. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe, and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There.
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and death situation. How could you?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, the wheel was...
Yeah, listen to him!
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the...
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted. Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationship? You keep saying that you...
I'm sorry.
On stage, The lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. But in her own life, what she wanted was, I understand why.
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then but you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director would... If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern...
Really? But she sounded like...
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really...
What you said, I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but...
It's alright. Let's save all this...
So, then...
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what the end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her...
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody
sure.
would object to the ending of the story.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your...
Come, let's pay a visit.
Alright, let's do this. Okay, going back to the city. Oh crap! Shit! Are we good? Okay, we good. Oh god. So you're telling me that we are going to search through everything? That's gonna take a while, I guess.
Take it easy.
Is this like the...
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for... Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on...
Let me take a look. Maybe there's some... Aha! I found... Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Vacher took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
Yeah, like over
O'Reilly must have
10,000
written all of this
to say
down
the
in the
least.
hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait, her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourself.
Well, on... Oh. Maybe not. Sorry, I don't know how to write this or how. Thus, is the thoughts.
She was so terrified.
That is true.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human.
I'm only
I can't
human.
bear to think how painful and
all.
lonely her final days must have been. Wait.
If you become human, you can reveal. Because I love and because I am an older sister to them.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what?
Isn't that the most important line in the little...
Because I am an...
Oh!
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust. Let's go. It's time for them to learn direct...
Yeah. I'm not ready if they're able to face the truth, right? I don't think they're even ready to even do it. Who cares about physical rest, man? No one these days even uses physical. Well, except for family, but... Alright, let's enter the house again. Wait, hold up. Let me check my Reddit post. Hold on. If the yeah.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to... Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself.
I'll do that honestly.
We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now...
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance. To make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director O'Reilly and her...
Then...
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen...
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless... If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal.
What?
During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, A role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you...
Alright, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and...
Procure a stage?
What's procure?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a...
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that...
No,
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home.
I have no problem.
I think all of them agrees, right? Am I correct?
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette.
Alright, so we... Wait, can I?
First Miss Furina, now the opera epiclese? If only the director...
Hey, come on. There's no point in dwelling on that now. We have a lot of work.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, these two are the prop. These two make the props, eh? Well, I did not know that. Are we already almost finished with the story quest? That was quick and fast. I think that's the shortest story quest I've ever played. I don't know.
Hey, look. I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might
I would like to book the opera...
I understand. The process for booking the opera epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing... I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
What's deity?
At first, I just felt bad. In the past, we sat in our house. Maybe it's because...
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding...
Why would you...
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist, Cleo, are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy...
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't, nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of... This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I must have...
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nerva.
You are very welcome.
Such a sweet man. I want a homie like him, bruh.
Many people were once enthralled by Lady Furina's performances. Myself, I hope that one day she'll be able to understand that our appreciation was always sincere.
Wait, I can just teleport there, right? Yeah, I'll just teleport there so I don't waste my time. Man, I want a homie like Rice Rosie and Nervilette. They're two homies, bruh.
Adventure time!
show will continue. I bet something tragic is gonna happen now, isn't it? Something tragic is gonna happen. I know it. Whenever there's a good part, there's always a bad part that comes after. Please be a good part.
Good news, everyone. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, we've had to fight. A touching story. Now, let's...
This is truly wonderful.
Indeed it
The
is.
sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Yay, better friendships.
Communication is vital to any good performance.
True.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing! Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up!
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey,
Oh.
Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Oh, yippee. I'm taking this screenshot. Oh, they're currently...
Accursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid!
Everyone's really throwing themselves... If... Oh,
What should we do? It's almost time.
why?
Hey, what's going on? You're doing... Oh no, not again. But why?
They've been...
What? I thought...
I figured...
How could you do this?
I'm sorry.
You...
Miss Fur...
Say no more. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are...
Please take dull feedback.
Thank you, Miss Fur...
Never mind. No one likes regret. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times.
I do not doubt your acting skills. What in y...
It's her pure heart, despite all...
Well said. I leave director...
Dude, go Furina, go! You can do your best. You can do your best. Go, 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 go. Honestly, I don't make a good cheerleader. What the frick is happening? Cutscene? Is it a cutscene? Please tell me it's a cutscene. Cutscene?
Is she here yet? Will she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies et la cité
reveal your secret to no one, you will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Oh my god. This is the most beautiful scene I've ever seen. Oh my god. That's beautiful. Yes. Most beautiful art I've ever seen. Man. Very beautiful indeed. I like this.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just...
She hasn't been seen for a while now. Gotta say, though, her acting's the little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a dub.
I've spent a lot of time out of them. It's too bad. Still, it felt good.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so she's back.
Honestly, what does he do?
That was the beautiful cutscene I've ever
Alright,
seen.
calm down. Don't be... After all, it's been the rule...
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a...
It's no big deal.
Oh, yeah? Well, since...
This is a great chat and all, but Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh... I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well,
Wait,
didn't
that's how Furina got her vision
I'll
back?
bet the audience has never...
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder...
Let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, if nothing else, we could...
Let's see what does the people think. Let's talk about...
I thought Cleo's actress sang very well. Why did they swap her out at the end?
I don't know. Maybe that's just how it was scripted.
What about these two?
I wasn't expecting such an incredible performance from an amateur troupe.
Yeah, their technique could use some polish, but the performance in general felt...
Please tell me that... Please tell me there's a good end to this and they will not disband. Please tell me. If they do disband, then it's gonna be very, very heartbreaking for me after seeing such a beautiful performance. Oh god, I really need to clear my earphone speaker, huh? Or my phone speaker. They haven't been cleaned for the past 6 months. Oh well. Not right now, Free Fire. I don't want to play with you right now.
Off we go!
Don't tell me she's gonna die. Oh, thank God she's alive. Thank God.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though.
How did the performance?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry. No, don't worry about it. Even though you couldn't.
Well, I've had bad.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
True.
Don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with...
They're clearly in love. That's what I'm seeing.
So, any plans? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through. You could capitalize.
No, we...
Yeah, it's what...
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again.
Hey, don't just walk off.
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director.
You should...
Oh, so now you finally... What about you, Miss Furina?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. Maybe Nervilette was right. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else. Yeah.
What do you want, Maisa?
There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people. I want to watch them blossom. I'm sure this...
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The
Yeah.
more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
If a vision, then I should do my best to honor.
Yeah, that's what you should do. The costume was so beautiful, though. Very beautiful. Oh, man, wish I could see that again. No, I don't even have enough for another pool. God fucking damn it. Well, I guess that's it, folks. Let's talk to Furina while we're at it.
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only... And now this...
Well, I'll say goodbye, my fellows. It's like as sad as watching Technoblade's death. Man, I hope that guy's doing well. And the voice actor of Ed from Ed's World too. Hopefully he's doing good as well too. So I'll see you later, my fella. Sorry, Bennett. I'll see you later, my fellas. See ya later.